Shalom, all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone. So I teach you, I can teach all true sincerity. This video is gonna be called "Agree with Thine Adversary Quickly." So this is Matthew 5, verse 25. It says, "Agreeing with thine adversary quickly." So our human adversary is Salaki. Our human adversary is Esau, Edom, the red Hebrew Edomite, Salaki. And if Esau is in a position of high authority over us, since he's in a position of high authority over us in this kingdom, like if a police officer who's Esau approach you, you're supposed to cooperate. You're supposed to be polite and cooperate to what he needs you to cooperate to. And if you cooperate with a police officer or you cooperate with your boss at the time that he's speaking to you, and you listen and you be polite and you talk to him in a polite way, and y'all have an understanding at that moment, your boss will leave you alone. Esau will let you go on about your day if you're dealing with a police officer. But if you're dealing with a police officer and you don't cooperate, you don't be polite, he'll ruin your day. The same with your boss. If you don't cooperate with your boss at work and you're disruptive, uncooperative, not easy to, the worst thing Esau can say on you, the job, that you're not easy to work with, you're uncooperative, there's nothing I can do with you, I'm just gonna fire you. And a police officer can ruin your day by one, telling you that you're resisting arrest and sending you to jail because you're being uncooperative when and then police officers, because in this society we're still in captivity. We don't have no rights here in this kingdom. We're in captivity. We're under bondage in slavery, serving slavery. When you go to work, you're serving slavery. When you're out on the street corners and a police officer stops you, you gotta cooperate, because he can put you in jail for not being cooperative with him. And if you become what's the word? I would say belligerent, or you start bad mouthing the police officer and get all rowdy with the police officer, like I said, he could ruin your day. He could shoot you. He can put a bullet in you that's shooting you, or he can take you to jail. But anyway, the scripture tells it better than I can. This is Matthew 5 and 25. "Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison." So you gotta be a cooperative individual when you're dealing with Esau, because Esau can kill you or take you to prison. Either one, he'll do what he feel like doing at that moment. Because I can give you a testimony. I one time, I don't believe I'm banned from this restaurant. I just don't go in there no more, because one time I went into a restaurant not being wise, and I took breakfast sandwiches from McDonald's into that restaurant. And the owner of the restaurant, well, the lady told me not to bring that in and told me I couldn't eat that in there. And then the owner told me the same thing. And then I was like, I'm not eating it in the coffee shop. And I went to the outside area and I tried to eat it there, but that's connected to the restaurant. So once he said he was gonna call, APD, the Aurora Police Department, I left. And then, but I should have left when they said you can't eat those breakfast sandwiches in the restaurant. I should have left right then and there. I should never stayed there. But I ended up staying. I thought it was okay to stay there. From my understanding, I thought it was okay. But then when I got with the police officer and they found me, I lied and said I wasn't there, and to the police officers, and I lied and said I wasn't there. They kept asking me for my ID. I don't even think I had my ID on me. And that's another thing. When you're dealing with Esau, with these police officers, you got to have your identification on you, because they'll take you to jail for not having that. So and I carry my identification now all the time, because you never know when these centurions, these police officers will stop you and just try to identify you because they think you look like a guy that robbed a place, or you look like a guy that blew up something. You never know. So anyway, to get to the end of the story, I had to apologize to police officers. I had to apologize for lying, and I apologized for everything that was happening. And the police officer told me I wasn't banned from the restaurant, but they told me that that restaurant frowns upon you bringing in McDonald's food into the restaurant. But anyway, I was in the wrong the whole time, and I should have been more wise than to bring McDonald's food into a restaurant that has food in it. I thought the coffee area was just the coffee area, a lounge area. You can eat anything in there. I've seen people bring whatever they want into that restaurant. But I guess because I brought McDonald's, they frowned upon it. But anyway, I had to apologize. The police officers let me go because I wasn't trying to resist arrest. We were talking, me and the police officer were talking. We were talking for a long time. I was trying to tell him I got to catch my train because I'm going to Sunday class. I don't want to miss my train. He's like saying, you're not, you're going to have to stay here because, we got to investigate this. And I'm like, I got to catch my train. I'm not. And then, they almost cuffed me and took me to jail that day. But I would say all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. Call halayim Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Bashem Karkadash. I did not go to jail, but I would have went to jail that day because one, I should have never brought that stuff in there. And two, I should have left when Esau told me to leave, because if I left when Esau told me to leave, it'd be no problem, and the police would have never been called. But that's an example of the adversary basically delivering you you know, to prison, to the judge, to the officer, and casting you to prison, because I could have went to prison that day. I could have experienced prison, and it was a Sunday too. Nobody. My parents were at the church and everything, and I was on my way to Chicago, and I almost got sent to prison. But my next scripture I was gonna get is Matthew 10:16. It says, this is Matthew 10:16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves, but be ye therefore wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. So, what I did within that situation I just explained, it wasn't wise to do that. The wise thing was to leave and then come back. And then maybe come back if I had time, ate the breakfast sandwiches outside the restaurant, and then go in the restaurant after I ate the breakfast sandwiches. And everything would never happen. But it says be wise as serpents. So we gotta be wise when we're dealing with these with Esau, because if you well, we gotta be wise in every situation amongst these people, but especially when you deal with Esau, Edom, you gotta be very wise when you deal with him, because he can either you deal wisely with him, or you end up either in prison or you end up dead. And these 2/3 out here, they think that they have rights in this society, and they don't. They're slaves. We're all slaves here in captivity. So we know in truth that we don't have rights here in this kingdom. I was gonna go to Romans 12:18. It says, this is Romans 12:18. If it be possible, as much as life and you live peacefully with all men. And we if it be possible, if you can live peacefully with all men, especially Esau. You don't have to tell Esau, Edom, like if Esau is your boss, when you're at work, be polite towards your boss. Do your job, and do your job and go home. Don't get all, what's the word? Don't be, what's the word? Don't show your enemy your cards. Don't show him what you like. You can, like, in your mind, you could, or when you're amongst what's the word, when you're at home or when you're amongst the Akim, you can address you hate working for Esau. But when you're at the job, do your job and be polite towards Esau, because Esau is going to do what Esau does. When you're dealing with the police officer, be polite, because if you don't, he can ruin your day. Same goes at the job. If you try to do the politeness and then Esau still does what he does, you can curse him with the curses, and you can let Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai fight your battles for you. You can't, like it says, wait upon me until I rise up for the prey. You know, we're not gonna put our hands on Esau until Yahweh Shem Yahushua says for us to put our hands on Esau. You know, it's basically all through the spirit when we're gonna put our hands. When, you know, if it's the Lord's will for you to get back at Esau at that moment, then it's the Lord's will. But if it's not, then you gotta deal how you deal with these heathens, and you gotta do it with, you know, with politeness. You know, you don't have to like it, but you gotta, you know, live like it says, peaceably with all men. You know, even the heathen. You know, but you don't have to like it. You know, and if it be Yahweh Shem Yahushua's will, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua is with you at the time that, even when Esau's being the devil he is, no, Salaki is 2 Corinthians 13:11. It says, this is 2 Corinthians 13:11. Finally, brother, farewell. Be perfect. Be of good comfort. Be of one mind. Live in peace. And the God of love and peace shall be with you. So if I would say, possibly live peacefully with all men and try to be polite towards these devils, Esau, Edom, Red Hebrew, Edomite, and they still be, you know, they do wicked things towards us, and they, you know, persecute us, and you know, what's the word? Does evil things towards us, then we can curse them. We can, you know, if we have to put our hands on them, then Yahweh Shem Yahushua, if he's with you, he'll deliver you out of that situation, you know. But, you know, we don't rise up, or we don't put our hands on these heathens, or we don't come against these heathens unless they're coming against us, you know. But if they are coming at us to, you know, what's the word, get some information, or wonder who we are, or, you know, they talking to us, we gotta, one, listen, gotta be polite, and we gotta agree with them at that moment if it's something that we agree on, you know, and something that we need to cooperate on, you know. So anyway, I'm gonna say all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kadesh. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation, you all can teach all true sincerity and shalom.